Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with more of our F1 What If the series went to mini sort of weird series we're doing here on iRacing. Of course, it's Thursday, so we're back once again with another round. Of course, if you missed out on the last one, where we went to Long Beach, we went back to Long Beach and seeing what a modern Formula 1 car would do around there, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. One of the most difficult challenges I've done so far on this series. They're trying to thread the needle around at that venue. Today, though, we head to another track that didn't have a very long history in Formula 1, but certainly it made its mark. As you can see in the background, we are back at Donington. Of course, every sort of 2 to 3 years, we get an article coming out going, Donington's making improvements to make an FIA Grade 1 circuit. Silverstone hasn't got the money to host the GP. So every few years, we kind of get this discussion about what would happen if Formula 1 went back to Donington. I'll be honest, if something ever did happen to Silverstone, I think this would be the place the British Grand Prix would go. Brands Hatch is just probably a little bit too small of a circuit there. But Donington, 2.5 miles, 12 turns around this circuit. Of course, we're going to be heading to the full GP layout today, and I definitely do not want to be rocking up with a Long Beach setup. Let's see, have we got a Donington one? It doesn't look like we do. We might just have to go back to baseline then, ready for this one today. You know what, we'll go high downforce actually. Donington, a surprisingly tight and twisty little circuit, especially in cars like this. But of course, if you're not already, and you do want to enjoy, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed as well for more iRacing content coming to the channel. Of course, I do really enjoy doing this little weekly series. Something a little bit different, and I just love the Mercedes AMG here on iRacing as well, of course. If you want to see more sim racing content from me, that isn't F1, go check out my second channel down below as well. We've been jumping into more of the Gran Turismo 7 manufacturer series, and of course we're doing some weekly iRacing events over there as well. But yeah, Donington though, like we said, 2.5 miles, 12 corners around here, so certainly would still be one of the smallest venues on the F1 calendar. However, yeah, this place has only ever hosted one Formula 1 race, if I remember correctly. And safe to say it was quite an iconic one, of course, renowned for Ayrton Senna's Lap of the Gods, where he went from, I think actually he started P4, didn't actually get the best start there, dropped down to 5th place by turn 1, and then made 4 overtakes on the very first lap of the Grand Prix there, and ended up absolutely dominating for the rest of the day there, and took home the Grand Prix victory in that one, in just a fashion that only Senna would have ever been able to do there. Of course, just, in a league of his own. I still personally believe on his day he was the fastest F1 driver of all time. I'm sure that'll spark debate down in the comments as well. But yeah, I believe over one lap, you watch some of the Ayrton Senna onboards from back in the day, he is, without a shadow of a doubt, the fastest one-lap driver I've ever seen. Oh, I've never actually got to see him, of course, race in real life after his untimely death in 1994. I do always wonder, sort of what his takes would be on Formula 1 nowadays. Of course, Hamilton, Senna's greatest ever fan. I wonder what Ayrton would think of Hamilton setting all these records nowadays as well. And of course, how much would Ayrton have altered Formula 1 history as well, had he been able to walk away from that crash for Imola. But those are hypotheticals and things we'll never unfortunately know in the world of Formula 1. But yeah, today we're seeing what we can do around Donington then. Of course, just trying to get the tyres up to temperature, everything like that. And then we'll go for sort of a first attacking lap here. Actually on the mediums rather than the soft tyres there. So we'll have to go back to the pits at some point and get that changed over. But I can't imagine the lap time is going to be very long around this circuit. We might be able to get close towards those sort of 1 minutes again. Always seems to be around these British circuits, the 1 minute lap times are the ones we're aiming for. Perhaps if we take this series to Donington Park further down the line, we'll get an idea there as well then. But let's go for our first sort of proper attacking lap then here from Donington. Or let's not. Let's completely throw it off the road down at turn 1. Let's just see, sort of try and get our eye in a little bit more as well as we head around the lap. Of course, we plunge down the hill through this first sector there. 6th gear, pretty much almost flat out kink. Not quite flat out though on this set of tyres, with maybe we've overheated them ever so slightly early on in this lap there. But this is why I love coming back to some of these old school British circuits as well. The fact there is no room for error around here. You know, if you run off, you probably, I mean, we got very, very lucky there that we were able to save it just about, but yeah, there's nowhere really to hide around a lot of these tracks. I would absolutely love if iRacing at some point down the line was able to bring on Cadwell Park, because that is another circuit I would love to take this series to. But yeah, we got Snetterton and, like I said, Alton Park as well that we're definitely going to do in this series further down the line. That's all, we just ran a little bit wide down the bottom of the hill. Let's just save a little bit of battery then and get ready and try and do a proper sort of attacking lap once more as we head out through the final corner. Of course, you have got the two layouts around this venue, but yeah, now we need to try and concentrate here and get a good lap on. So you head back down towards turn 1. Just going to try and brake a little bit earlier that time round. Whoa! Turn 1 is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be in this car. It's always one that you've got to try and maximise the exit, because of course you got the long run down the hill. I think we're going to put on the soft tyres there and take maybe a bit of fuel out. Right, well maybe, yeah, soft tyres and not a completely full tank of fuel is going to help us out then here at Donington. Fun little fact as well, for those of you about this circuit, Ayrton Senna actually still holds the lap record on the full layout, whilst going through the pit lane. Of course, back in the 90s, or the early 90s even I should say, there were of course no pit lane speed limits still, and the old pit lane entry actually used to be about there. As you can see, there it used to be, down in towards the final corner. So of course Senna floored it in. The team actually miscommunicated with him. They didn't want him to box just yet, so he flew through the pit lane at full speed there and took the fastest lap of the Grand Prix by a couple of seconds. And of course, yeah, no one was ever able to beat it on the day, because Senna was just in a league of his own anyway that afternoon. But of course, yeah, no Formula 1 cars have come back here since, so it's a record that still hangs on to this very day there. But as we head now through a lap, car definitely feels a whole lot more alive this time round as we head through the first sector of the lap. Let's get it over. Oh, nope, second guessing myself slightly. Donington's one of those weird tracks that I've never actually done a huge amount of laps around either, as we head up in towards the final sector of the lap. Have still got the DRS zone around here though, as you can see, just finding a little bit more delta. Slam on the brakes, chuck it in towards the chicane there. Super difficult to try and get absolutely everything out of that, but now down in towards the hairpin. Of course, track falls away from you. So easy to lock up that inside front. That's a good example of that as we try and put the power down in towards the final corner here. Always hate trying to spot a braking point there. That time around I've done alright actually. So we head out of the final corner. What is this lap time going to be then? First sort of proper flyer here from Donington. It's a 104.6. So there's definitely pace in the car to probably get down in towards the 103s. But time-wise then, that's also not too ridiculous. That's about sort of Austria times around this track. I'm sure someone who's a lot better than me with the right setup can probably get it down, you know, sort of 101s I would have thought are probably doable if, you know, you're worth your weight in iRacing. But yeah, we've still got a few more laps worth of fuel in the tank as well there, so we'll just go save some battery and maybe go for some other attacking laps. But yeah, I genuinely believe, you know, this track could actually work if it had to come back to Formula 1 there. Like I said, I think Silverstone, to be honest, is the home of British motorsport when it comes to F1. You know, it's just the history there. Everything like that as well just makes Silverstone just that little bit extra special in my eyes. And to be honest, yeah, I've never known a British Grand Prix not at Silverstone in all my years of existence. And yeah, I'm not sure I would want to either there, unless it came to my local track being Castle Coombe, but I think that would be a whole different kettle of fish at the end of the day. Yeah, let's go save some battery though and then get ready for another attacking lap. But yeah, this works rather well actually, better than I thought it would. Right, come on then, let's try and see if we can get down in towards those 103s then. Donington, still a very unforgiving venue, but you've got a little bit more room than Long Beach that we raced at last time around. There's, you can just see getting all over the exit curve and maybe a little bit further out of the final corner, but tipping it in third gear through turn 1. Oh, big snap of oversteer on the exit there as we try and put the throttle down over the curbing, down through the old hairpin. Nope, way too optimistic that time round, and I think we know immediately when a lap has gone there. To be honest, in a weird way, this track actually reminds me a bit of watching the laps around Mugello a couple of seasons ago now, of just sort of that no room for error, but a very high-speed circuit there. And of course, yeah, if you make any sort of mistake, the lap is completely gone almost immediately there. I mean, this is what I love sort of doing these events on iRacing, you know, the fact it really is unforgiving as well, though. It really is a very, very different experience to the Formula 1 cars on the F1 games, but yeah, just a different kind of challenge there as well, and just obviously being able to take it around these venues. No, Bathurst as well. That was a really good fun one. Daytona Road. I mean, I think, to be honest, everyone has had sort of its little quirks, but anyway, let's try and go then. Let's see now if we can set a 103. A little bit early on turning there through the old hairpin, but we got away with it. So we head up the hill once more. Oh, really chucked it in nicely there. That's going to be a couple of tenths. Can we do the same here? Just got to turn in super early. No! Oh, no! Don't hit the wall. Oh, I mean, I don't think we've actually hit a wall so far at all in this one, but that was, I think, the closest we've been so far, and just so close there. You know, the grass on the outside really just tempts you to get closer and closer until you just get a bit too much, and it goes, right, thank you, you're off to the wall with me. Very, very difficult to try and get that hooked up. I'm going to give myself one final attempt then here at Donington. But yeah, I think, yeah, if like I keep saying this in every episode of this series, but if you've got iRacing and you've got the Mercedes as well as this car, give this a go. It's a properly good little challenge, and I'm all for it so far. One last lap then. Oh, I've overstepped the mark. Oh, I just nudged the wall. That might be a little bit of damage on the outside there. I'm not letting us finish with that one, though. I'm going to take all the fuel out. We're going to have our full battery. We're going to do one more lap. Right, well, tyres up to temperature then. We've taken pretty much all the fuel out of the car as well. And let's just see if we can try and get one final proper lap here. It's so difficult when you're trying to find the limit around a track like this, of course, because you've just got no reference from trying to do it in a Formula 1 car there. You know, GT3s, things like that, very different to this Mercedes beast. But out of the final corner then, let's try and go one final proper lap here from Donington. Please, Matt, nail this. Minor lock up there down at the hairpin as we try and put the throttle on the exit. One more corner to go then. Please nail this. Oh, a bit of a lock up on the way in, but this thing's just got so much grip. It fights back with you on the exit, the final corner then. Up towards the line. That's going to be a 103.83 there in the end. A 103.836. And that was probably pretty close to a perfect lap for me here around this track. I think if I really tried to push the envelope a lot more, might be able to get down to a 103.5, but I certainly wouldn't be able to replicate it all too often there. But there we go then. That is what it'd be like if Formula 1 came back to Donington then. Like I said, to be honest, I think actually one of the better combos we've done in this series, or at least one of the more realistic ones. You know, there's plenty of room around the circuit. Maybe a very short lap time. Obviously, there'd be a lot of laps here around this venue. But yeah, if you have enjoyed, though, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, of course, for more sim racing content. Like I said, if you want to see a lot more iRacing and some Gran Turismo 7, I'll leave links down to my second channel as well. We've just crossed over 1,000 subscribers on that one, and would love, yeah, if you guys want to see more of that, to go check it out. But yeah, that's going to do us, though, for this one today. Like I said, thank you all so much for watching. Again, a massive thank you to all of you for 40,000 subscribers as well. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. I think we're going to be back with the Williams Road to Glory. Of course, no F1 this weekend, though, so plenty more Formula 1 content from me. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.